My name is Jake Schaafsma. I currently live in Muskegon. I'm from Grand Rapids. Um, Now taking a look at the bigger picture, I need to I need to use the gifts that I have um, to speak up for people um, when society's pace doesn't give them time. I need to help them find their own voice to be able to articulate their meaning. And by not doing that, I feel like I'm doing a disservice to to my fellow peers. Stigma is an abhorrent idea that someone is less than you based on nothing but your perception of them. You've not even given them a chance out of the starting gate. You've automatically already said, okay, this is your label. This is the most that I believe that you could ever do. So I'm not going to try to push you to grow. I'm going to let you exist in your and it just I feel like that let's take sheltered workshops, into it for this for a minute. Like sheltered workshops where people get paid a dismal amount to sort nuts and bolts when those same people could probably be trained to do a factory job and bring home 20 bucks an hour, but they're never given that opportunity. And there's such an imbalance in our society, in our politics, in our legal system, you name it, that says we as neurotypical individuals are here. You disabled folk, you try really hard, so we're going to let you come in right here. Because I feel there is, I don't know if I'm going too deep on this, but like a subconscious feeling of being threatened that somebody who I view as being less able than I am could do the same thing that I'm doing at the level I'm doing. Because then that communicates to the person who has that belief that they are a less than. So neurotypical society fights so hard to not be labeled as anything other than normal that they feel okay marginalizing other groups. No. Reason I say no is because it doesn't have anything to do with being integrative or to increase visibility and awareness of people who are differently abled. What it boils down to is a person having respect for another person, a person treating another human the way they would want to be treated. The golden rule that we were all taught in preschool seems to have gotten lost along the way for the majority of humans. And I'm not putting the disabled community outside of this, because we are some of the worst when it comes to gaslighting our own shit. Excuse my language, sorry. um, I know I do it to myself still daily. I say, well, the reason, like for instance, I had a traumatic amputation from a motor vehicle accident where I ripped the nerves out of my spine. But the way that I have been conditioned to look at myself as a disabled individual, my subconscious mind tells me, well, you're in the phantom limb pain and you lost your arm because of a decision you made, so therefore you have to live with it. And that just that applies across the board, though. Our self-talk is the most influential thing that anybody can get. If you can get in control of the way you talk to yourself, and you can be more aware of when you're speaking ill of yourself to yourself, and break that behavioral pattern, then it's a whole lot harder for you to accept other people's marginalizations of you, because you've developed a sense of self-worth that before you weren't even allowed to think about. So what I wrote is just that all people deserve to be treated equal, or deserve to be treated with dignity and worth. When you see someone who is differently abled, don't speak to us any differently. When you use coddling language or change your tone or volume to what you feel is appropriate, then you shouldn't be speaking to them at all. If it's not a disability that you can see, but you become aware of that disability, that differently abled ability. I have to correct my own language. But if you become aware, then just treat us like you would want to be treated. If you're curious about the disability, don't stare, ask questions. You know, if it seems like that we're not comprehending, ask us if we're comprehending it. Give us as much grace as you would want if the roles were reversed. And I guess my overarching goal is that we just need to be good, kind-hearted humans to everyone that we meet. If we can create a societal perspective shift to this way of thinking, then the world would be a much better place.